And we are back on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Again, we have a doubleheader of guests today. This is the first time we've done this, but it's TV. You got to take a shot at it. My first round of guests, Walt Ness to my immediate left, and then James Wallace all the way down at the end for the Wenatchee Community Concert Association. 81 years old and going strong. Hi, Walt. How are you?
Good, Dan. How are you?
It's good to see. Before we get into the whole thing, you're freshly retired now. What's the retired life like?
That's awesome.
Yeah?
Sold to practice in 2015, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
What are you doing with your bad self then? Just hanging around?
Yeah, trying to stay off the wife's honeydew list.
How's that working out for you, Walt?
Hey, it's a busy time, you know. I've had to learn to run fast.
But you're involved in this incredible organization. Are you you're the president?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm the president this year.
How did you get that gig?
I missed a meeting. No, seriously.
That's how it works.
I started as an audio volunteer in the high school.
Okay.
Loved the production side of shows and worked my way up by default, and now I'm the president, and I got awesome people like James here to make me look good, so it's all fun.
To the uninitiated who are not familiar with the Wenatchee Community Concert Association, what is it? A little history? Talk a little bit about the association itself.
A community concert is just that. It's entertainment, music, variety acts, whatever, for the entire community. And we function on a model of season tickets. And a season tickets buys you this year 5 shows. And the ticket this year is $60 pre-sale before July 31st, and then it goes to $70. And you see 5 outstanding entertainers. And
That seems like awfully cheap for the kind of talent that you bring in.
it is, because we have the fortune of being a participant in a brokerage in Nashville, Tennessee called Live on Stage.
Okay.
And once a year they bring in about 700 acts and whittle it down to 60 or 70, and then all the community concert associations throughout the United States meet in Nashville for a 3-day weekend in July and go through and preview the shows, and then we bring them back to our associations. And this year we had enough money to buy 5 shows, and it's all the volunteers committee, so all our overhead goes to renting the venue and advertising and the entertainers.
And James, it's at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium and has been since the auditorium was built. Is that about right?
Yes, that's when they moved up from what I've been hearing. So all these years, the community concert's been up with us since the high school opened. So.
And over the 81 years, and it's been around for 81 years, it's hard to believe, you brought in some top flight talent. I was looking at their website. So.
Yeah, there's been some amazing acts. This year we've got amazing everything from concert style pianists to we have a comedy act at the end of the year. We have a tap show coming up, guitar virtuosos.
Were you the one who made the trip to Nashville, Walt?
I don't get to go every year.
Okay.
But I have been there, and it's
So
phenomenal.
how do you decide, okay, you have this group of acts that you can choose from. How do you decide what's going to play here in North Central Washington?
We have a board of 18, and a couple of openings, by the way, if anyone's interested,
There you go.
especially in our workers who have been selling tickets and working for years. If you would like to step up to a board member, see one of us on the board, we'd love to have you. But we sit around the table, and our reps, Minnow and Jenny May, come in. They're our state reps, and they are down at Nashville with us, and they're very into the national talent scene, and they give us recommendations, and then we listen to videos, and the couple that goes to Nashville comes back to the board and gives them their input.
Okay.
And we pick, well, last Saturday we picked
Next season.
next season already.
So you're that far ahead of the game.
We have to be. These are-
Scheduling and booking of the venue's got to come into that.
And I want to say, a lot of people think, well, it's a community concert. It's just community talent. No, it's not just community talent. We have national people, and the ones we use have interviewed, and they've survived a 700 act cut, and they narrow it down to 60 or 70, and we pick from that.
This is top flight talent. We have an example of that for the group that's going to be here on October 1st. The venue, the Wenatchee High School Auditorium, is perfect because you guys have upgraded a lot. at the
We have the
auditorium.
last few years. We're getting there.
You've
It's really
invested in
come
the
along.
infrastructure, especially the sound system.
Yep, we've upgraded our sound equipment a little bit and our technology offerings. We've got video installed this year, so that's coming along. So it's a great facility to do shows in.
Well, you
Always
mentioned the
has been.
season tickets. They've already had their first show. There's still a lot more to come, including the one we're going to talk about here on October 1st. If you just want to choose and pick, say, I'm not interested in that, but I'm interested in that, you can just buy an individual ticket,
You
right?
can buy an individual ticket 2 weeks before the show's due to air.
Okay.
And we've done it that way because we need the lump sum $70 to build a big enough coffer to bring people in. But the other thing I want to say about our venue is we have a number of members, and the high school is large enough for us to do it in one setting.
And that's critical.
That is very critical because we can't afford the artists to hold over except for what they call an encore for students.
And everybody who's working behind the scenes to put this all together, everybody's volunteering. James is volunteering his time. Everybody's volunteering their time.
Yes.
On the board, I'm volunteering.
On the
yes.
board, yeah. But, and that's critical to us because we lucked out and caught James at a weaker moment and said, "You need to be on the board."
Right.
And he misunderstood me and said, "Yeah, I
Right.
thought
Here
I
I
was
am
going."
5 years later.
So we have
Yeah.
technical expertise.
Okay.
And so when we bring in a show, we get a tech writer from that show, and the first thing we do is give it to James and go, "Will it fit in the house?" And he goes, "Yeah, but we'll need this, this, and this." And if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't.
Apparently, the way you joined the board is extortion.
No. We
Arm
go look
twisting.
for talent. Yeah.
Extortion's an ugly word. We use blackmail instead. You brought a video with us, James.
Yep.
This is the group that's going to be on Sunday, October 1st, right?
Sunday, October
Talk a little
1st
bit
at
about
2 p.m. This is the Knave Trio. It's a, a piano player, a cello, and a violin, I believe.
Yes.
And you'll see the video how awesome these group is. And for the price you're paying, like you're talking about, you're not going to see an entertainment like that for what we're charging.
Three phenomenal musicians. Take a look. This is the group that will be at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium on Sunday, October 1st. Take a look.
When we picked it as our name. The reason that we picked it is because we had a very meaningful experience back when we first.
And that is a matinee, Walt, and that's a 2 o'clock start. And that's an important thing to mention, isn't it?
That is, because we've never done a 2 o'clock show, and that gives a lot of people an opportunity that can't come in the evenings. And one of the things, Dan, that we want to stress today is for your $70 season ticket, we have what's called reciprocity with 6 other community concert venues around the state. So for your Wenatchee concert ticket price, you could see a show in Moses Lake, Sunnyside, Shelton, Everett,
Longview,
and
Centralia.
Yeah.
Okay.
All for $70.
That's a heck of a deal.
It is.
That's a
It
heck of a
You
is.
deal.
could see 50 shows in one season if you happen to have that. Or if you like an artist you see here and say they're playing Moses Lake 3 days later, guess what? You can drive to Moses Lake and see him again. So it's an awesome deal for the value.
The first show was already in the books, and so you have 5 more, including
4
that?
more.
4 more left.
4 more, and it goes all the way through.
Through April. So our next one, we take a break during November, December, and we come back January 12th with a guitar player, Andy Hackbrath, followed by March 27th is 2 on Tap. That's our big tap show with outreach. We're going to have some local dancers involved with that show. And then we're going to end the season on April 30th with Duo Baldo. And all of these groups are on not only we have a Facebook page, Wenatchee Community Concert Association, and we have a website, wenatcheeconcerts.org. So all of that information can be found not only on both of those sites, but how to join. You can see videos that you just saw of all of the season acts. Everything's on there you could want to know about.
You can buy your tickets, you can make donations, you can
Everything.
inquire about joining the board.
Yep.
You
There
get
you
to
go.
hang around with these two hands.
You can like our page and follow our page.
I
all
also
that.
want to say that we are still holding the old-fashioned way of using workers to sell tickets, because it used to be we didn't have computers. So you'd have 4 or 5 ladies sit around one of their coffee tables and did it all by hand. And we used workers. So we have an 18-person board and about 45 workers that sell tickets to clients. Now that we're computerized, even if you buy your ticket online, your worker still gets credit for it.
Okay.
And it works out super.
Walt, James, it's good to see you.
Good to see
Absolutely.
you.
Next time, for the next event that's coming up, we'll have you back on again. We'll talk about it again, all right?
Awesome. I'd love to
Absolutely.
do it.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Thursday, September 21st. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, our friends from Lilac Services for the Blind will be in our studio. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Main Electric in Wenatchee is your one-stop repair shop for all your auto, marine, small engine, or heavy-duty truck electric motor needs. Does your battery need to be replaced? Their technicians will have you up and running. The diagnostic team at Romaine Electric identifies and repairs all electrical issues from farm, truck, marine, industrial, diesel, ATV, and PWC. Romaine Electric in the Industrial Park off Ferry Street and Wenatchee Avenue. Stop by or give them a call today at 663-8150.
At Works, we believe our purpose is to serve the entire community. So for September, if you're an adult resident of the Wenatchee Valley, we're inviting you to be a Works member at no cost. We call it Everyone's a Member in September. Whether exercise is already a habit or you've decided to make it one, visit either Works location and we'll get your habit started or we'll help you keep it going. We are your workout prescription.
Dear Merry Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Merry Maids.
Pets are not your whole life, but they do make your life whole. At Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital, not only do they understand that fact, they live it every day. Dr. Baez and her staff at Paws and Claws love dogs and cats so much they've dedicated their lives to the well-being of our four-legged friends. They offer compassionate care with a personal touch. Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital on the corner of 4th and Nile in East Wenatchee, or call 888-PAWS.
Reed's Marine in Manson has your boating needs covered, offering the superior Regal lineup with options from 19 to 53 feet. With the Regal Express line, you have the freedom to explore with an innovative interior and the largest headroom in its class. Don't forget the roomy cockpit with seating to fit the whole family. From 26 to 32 feet, Reed's Marine has the Regal Express to fit your needs. View our current inventory at chelanboat.com or stop by our Manson showroom on beautiful Lake Chelan and see the entire Regal line.
Hey everyone, Frank Ferrari here at Frank's Used Cars, where everybody gets a good deal. Today's deal is F-150 under 300,000 miles. Yesterday, $55.95. Today, it's only $213. At this price, this thing won't last long. Hurry on down to Frank Ferrari's Used Cars, where everybody gets a good deal. Right, Fred? Forget about Frank. Here at Town Nissan, we're fun, we're fair, and we're fabulous. Town Nissan, behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Here at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we are motivated to sell you your next vehicle. Whether it's new or used, we have a great selection of all-wheel drives, pickups, sedans, minivans, and muscle cars. With huge rebates and incentives on new and competitive pricing on used, there is no need to go out of town to buy. So here's to a great 2017 here at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Get a nice surprise today at Town Chrysler Family Store.
45 minutes after the hour on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Our interview segment segues from the Wenatchee Community Concert Association to our friends at Lilac Services for the Blind. It took me a long time to get Linda in the office. It finally happened. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Introduce our guest here to your left.
This is my co-worker, Carolyn Seibert. She
Hello,
used to
Carolyn.
be the office manager at Lilac, and she's retired, and I took her place.
For the uninitiated, we'll start with the basics. What is Lilac? What do they do? All that good stuff. Give us a brief outline of Lilac Services for the Blind.
We are a low vision clinic where we help individuals who are losing their sight. So we have a lot of assistive technology. We help individuals learn to cope and deal with blindness and help them to live independently.
And Carolyn, you are visually impaired, correct?
Yes, I am.
And how long was that?
I have been visually impaired for about 30 years, and I have retinitis pigmentosus.
Is the Wenatchee Valley an okay place for somebody in your condition to get around? Is it?
Very much so. We have the Link Plus buses, and it's very easy to get around.
So obviously you have a dog in this hunt for the Blind and Blind Walk, and we're going to talk about that here in just a couple of minutes. Linda, you're the office manager. How many people does Lilac Services for the Blind help in the Wenatchee Valley proper?
In the Wenatchee proper, okay, because we cover like 14 counties
Right.
out of Spokane.
Right. Spokane's the main office.
Spokane's the main office.
And then you have an
yes.
office here in Wenatchee that's
Right.
open a couple days
Yes,
a week.
we do.
Right.
On Mondays and Tuesdays. And we probably see a total of 400 or 500 people a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us an idea of, you and I have a number of friends in common. We'll start with my good friend Ernie Rodriguez, Uncle Ernie, the voice of the Wenatchee Wild,
yes.
who very nearly had to step down as public address announcer for Wild Hockey because of visual issues. Ernie
Right.
couldn't see the scripts anymore. You took care of him. That's a perfect example of what Lilac does. Talk about that for a minute. Helping Ernie out. He'd love to hear about it.
Oh, well, Ernie came to us when he first started having the problems with his eyes, and he wasn't able to read the script and stuff at the games and things. But he went to our low vision doctor, Dr. Herman, Dr. Milt Herman, who's in the office once a month, and he got a low vision examination, and we helped him with some visual aids to help him, and he just was so happy. He can't say enough good about us, which is sweet. But he belongs to our support group. He also belongs to the Wenatchee Valley Council for the Blind and the Lilac Services.
And Carolyn, what has Lilac Services for the Blind done for you?
They have helped me. I was diagnosed over 35 years ago, and so they have helped me to be able to be employed. So by using the CCTVs and the magnifiers, and now with the technology getting so advanced, we're starting to learn how to use the accessibilities on the iPhone with the voiceover and the apps for the blind people. And so right now, Lilac is helping me to be able to stay up with the world and to be able to stay independent. So I'm really excited about that because this is new. And just because we're blind doesn't mean that we have to stay in the dark. That means that we can grow and continue to live an independent life.
How did you get involved, Linda, in Lilac? What's your story with the organization?
My mother developed macular degeneration, and first I started in a support group. And we got to talking about people that were low-sighted and blind in the area didn't know where to go for help, to talk about it, for visual aids, anything like that. So it was discussed, and we asked Lilac Services for the Blind in Spokane to possibly put an umbrella office here. And they did, and Carolyn was under that. She planned the whole office and got everything going, and it's just gone from there ever since. And so I joined as a volunteer, then I was a member of the board, and now I'm the office manager, but I have my helper here, thank goodness.
And now I'm the volunteer. We just switch places.
So anyway, it's just, it's a heartfelt feeling to be able to help those that come into the office and have them leave with a smile on their face.
For a normal Joe like myself, when I encounter a visually impaired person just out and about in my daily life, what do I need to know how do you want to be treated, Carolyn?
Oh, number one, I do not want individuals to feel intimidated and afraid of me. Just because I carry my cane does not mean that I am totally blind. I do have some sight, so I welcome people to offer a helping hand. Treat me like a normal sighted person. Nothing bothers me worse than to be isolated. I used to have full sight, and so I still want to be a part of that world. And so just treat me normally. I laugh, I have fun, I hike, I work in my garden, you know. I just have a visual problem, so just treat me normal.
You mentioned the support group.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a group that gets together and just talks about their issues and things like that?
Actually, it's called Vision Impossible.
Oh, excellent. I like that.
But we believe it is possible. So anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, we meet twice a month on a Wednesday at the Lilac office, and we used to meet at the bus depot across the street. But yeah, we have people that come in and they just talk about their issues, and we try and help. They try and help each other to make a problem a little better, how to deal with it, and what works for them, and try this and try that. And so it's just a nice way to talk about your feelings, your depressions, your hopes, your everything. It's just a good social hour, and it leaves people knowing that they're not the only ones.
What's the relationship between Lilac Services for the Blind and the local medical community who deals with visual?
Very good, because they send us the patients that are so low vision that they can no longer help them. And like I said, we have a low vision specialist, and he gives them an exam, and then we work with them as far as the eyesight and the aids that will help them see better and stuff and make their day-to-day life better.
We have the resources that
Yes.
we can give to individuals.
Resources cost money, and Lilac Services, like any other nonprofit, has fundraisers. And this is when we're going to transition to the second annual I got to say this correct. Second annual Blind and Wine Walk. Why is that hard for me to say? Second annual. That's good, because the first one happened and it went enough that you're going to have a second one, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Talk about this event coming up at the Pybus on the 30th.
Okay, it's on Saturday, the 30th, and it begins at 5 o'clock in the evening. And we have two main sponsors this year. One is
Wenatchee Confluence.
Wenatchee Confluence and Wenatchee Central Alliance, which I'm also a member of. And they helped enormously. And Visconti's is putting on the dinner. They're serving the food, so it's excellent.
I'd go just for that.
Yes.
Oh, but those that love wine, we've got two
huh.
wineries. We have Malaga Springs that will be there, and then also Still Milk Creek. So if you like wine, and we also have a brewery.
For the
Columbia
beer lovers.
Valley Brewery will be there too. So, and then the blind walk itself is going to be a lot of fun. So I really want to encourage people to come and see and do the blind walk. Walk my shoes, put that blindfold on, walk with a sighted guide. We will have the Boy Scouts there, and we will have the Wuwvs there, also helping to with us with the event. We will have a silent auction. We have golf packages, and topping it off with Visconti's dinner. That's going to be a great evening.
So they're going to basically make you blind. Is that how that? You're just going to
Exactly.
put on like a mask or something? And,
Yes, blindfolds.
And then.
And we also have special glasses that simulate the macular
degeneration,
all the different eye
or
diseases.
retinitis pigmentosus. So you can put these glasses on and find out what it's like to have my eye disease or somebody who has macular.
And so you'll go with somebody who has normal sight, and they just basically, you're going to walk around the Pybus and walk around in the park.
Well, they'll also have a walking cane.
Okay.
Right.
And yes, they'll just kind of guide them, so we don't want anybody hurt.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have trained sighted guides that will be with them.
You did this last year for the first time.
Yes.
What was the genesis of this as a fundraiser? Did you all get together and say, let's do something new and exciting to raise awareness for Lilac, and let's do this at the Pybus? How did the whole idea of this come together last year?
Oh,
Go ahead, Carolyn.
my fault. I pulled together the Central Washington Lions group, and I told them that we really needed some help in helping to keep Lilac here in Wenatchee, because when I was diagnosed, there was no Lilac services for the blind, so you had to go to Spokane or to Seattle. So they came and they met with us, and we were trying to think of a name, and I like wine, and I'm blind, so we decided to call it the Blind Wine Walk. So it does not mean that you're going to drink wine and then go do your blind walk. So we just wanted to make sure that people, who like wine can come out and taste wine and enjoy that, and then those that really want to find out what it's like to be blind, they can do the blind walk.
And that's an important point. What's the reaction that you get from people who do this for the first time? What kind of emotions is one going to go through if they're going to go from perfect normal sight to complete blindness and have somebody guide you around?
They are totally shocked.
Yes, they are. They're amazed.
They're amazed. They have no idea.
Especially family members who have blind family members. They can't understand until they've been there themselves what it must be like for that person.
Right. Like for me, a lot of people look at me and they say, "You don't look blind." And
I was going to say, you don't look blind. No.
I know, but I am. And so when they put these goggles on, especially, it's like, oh my goodness, because my vision is, I have very limited peripheral vision. So I have about 3% of central vision straight ahead. So, but now my disease is in the central, so now I have no clarity. So by doing this blind walk, it really opens up their eyes.
What is the footprint for Wenatchee's Office of Lilac Services for the Blind? You help how many people in what geographic area? You said there's 14
counties.
Counties? And
Well, there's
for Wenatchee's office specifically, what's your area of?
Well, actually, I would say we're just kind of a central location
Okay.
for the certified trainers that come over into the areas. They hit Omak, Moses Lake, Brewster, Chelan,
Leavenworth,
right,
Ellensburg.
Exactly. It's a
Quincy,
pretty good coverage.
Moses Lake.
And the Spokane main office, they're all on board this? They love the idea?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do.
So.
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. They've been a good
Exactly.
support to us. But we want to, keep this office here because, like I said, going to Spokane and to Seattle is a long ways as a blind person, especially if you don't drive. So I'm really excited to have this office here and be a part of this. And now as a volunteer, I'm in those shoes, and so I have a lot of empathy for people who are losing their sight.
Steve, we only have two chairs, so Steve Evett, your friend, is over there
Yes,
watching this
he
thing.
is.
What's Steve's role in Lilac Services for the Blind? Since he's
Steve
not...
is a board member
Okay.
of Lilac Services. He is also a member of the Central Lions Club, so he's been promoting this and helping us with this, and he's been our best friend.
Let's we got about 2 minutes left. Let's end where we started. Give people all the information they need to know on the event on Saturday the 30th. One more time.
Okay.
How do they get
You
tickets?
go
How
ahead
they
and
sign up?
start.
All that good stuff.
Okay, well, on September the 30th, on Saturday, the Blind Wine Walk is at Pybus, and it starts at 5 o'clock. And we will start out with the Blind Wine Walk at 5, and then go from there to the wine tasting for those that like wine. And then from there, the auction. We have silent auction items that will be there. And then to top it off with the dinner with Visconti and a special guest speaker that evening.
Can you lift the cat out of the bag? Who's the guest speaker?
Well, we're hoping Ernie will be.
Oh, he'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're talking to a doctor at Confluence.
Okay.
That would be, since they're one of our sponsors and everything.
Yeah.
And it's, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's going to be a fun time.
It sounds like it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a great time. And I want to see everyone down there. Oh, that's right. I can't see. Well, just tell me that you're going to be there, okay?
All the information, by the way, if you go to lilacblind.org, you're going to get all the information you're going to have. One last thing, how much do tickets cost?
The tickets are single, $35, a couple, $50, and they can be purchased either at our Lilac office or at the PAC.
Okay. And Lilac office here in Wenatchee is on Kittitas Street, and it's open Mondays and Tuesdays, or contact. My guess is everybody knows somebody from the Wenatchee Central Lions Club. They'll help you out too.
Exactly.
Linda, it's good to see you. Carolyn,
Nice
have a
to
great
meet
time.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Everybody have yourself a great Thursday. My guest tomorrow for the autumnal equinox, Bonnie Orr. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.